Guys, what's up? This is Dave, Mr. White LS1. Thanks for joining me tonight in the CarburetorSuck.com garage. So, we're working on the gold truck, and as I mentioned in the last video, first things first is getting the engine going. That way I can get attached to the tranny and then transfer case, and that way, you know, I can at least get it running so that way I can move it around. So, lots still has to happen, but I figured I'd just at least focus my attention on the engine. That way we can get that all wrapped up. And then I'll focus my attention on the transmission and transfer case, and then we got to tackle that fuel system. So somewhere along the way we will. Now, I'm going to break it down a little different. Instead of kind of bouncing back and forth, I'm going to, like I said, focus on the engine, and I'm going to do just a set of videos on the engine, and you know, hopefully that will help out. I don't know, maybe it helps somebody. I don't know. But anyways, I just think it would be cool for the build to just have something specific on the engine. So let's start off first by talking a little bit about the engine. It started its life off as a 5.3. What I did, I took it up to Rick at HBR. I said, look man, just I want to bore it so I can put LS1 pistons in it, and why don't you go ahead and balance it and clean it up. So he cleaned it, he put cam bearings in it for me, he sonic tested it, and he bored it, and then these are actually just stock. These are just Hypertectic Speed Pro pistons. So that's it. That's basically where this is at. So I call it an iron LS1, and that's really, it's a 5.7. So that's really it. The poor man's LS1, you know what I'm saying? So basically, when I got it back from him, you know, I had pieces, and I put the crank in and checked everything out, made sure everything was cool, plastic gauged everything. Put all my main caps and rod bolts, and you can see I got my lines drawn on everything, and I have an actual engine rebuild series of videos I did on an LS1, and it talked about, you know, how you torque the bolts and blah blah blah. But anyway, so a lot of you guys, if you're doing something like this, you're going to be starting with just a short block, pretty much just like this, that you know, possibly you're cleaning up or whatnot, or even if you're rebuilding. Yeah, so that's basically where we're starting. I'm starting with the short block. It's been balanced, LS1 pistons, and it's pretty good to go. So just wanted to start out by, you know, talking about this a little bit. That way you guys have an idea as we move forward, you know, what's happening with it. I figured I'd get out here. I have these heads, and you remember the other day they were dirty. I just cleaned them up with some solvent, and so they're looking pretty good. I didn't get all of the carbon out, but most of the intake ports are pretty clean, etc., etc. So at least they're clean to the touch for the most part. Went and picked up some stuff from Chevy, and I know these aren't Chevy, but they're a little cheaper, and they're like the same deal. Anyways, they're just some torque to yield head bolts, and got some valve seals, so 8 intake, 8 exhaust, and try to get the later model stuff. They have the whole things all together. You don't have to worry about the little stupid washer up underneath, and so that's what we'll use. And then the red ones are exhaust, and the black ones are intake, and these are part numbers for the exhaust, and part numbers for the intake. So I'm going to finish up. The other night I lapped the valves on that head, so now I'm going to lap them on this head, and then go ahead and get the valve seals installed. So here we go. Alright, so I got these other 241 heads here. I'm just going to steal the valve out of here with that one, since I don't know what happened to that valve. Handy dandy spring compressor here, which I think actually just broke, didn't it? Tell me it didn't break. I heard something go plop. Well, it looks like I'll be going to buying a spring compressor. Felt a little festive today. Went and got me a pumpkin spice latte with an ad shot just to keep it manly. Not bad. Alright guys, it's Saturday, and I got into the zone, went up to the zone, got me this valve spring compressor since mine broke the other day. And good thing mine I didn't put it out for the trash, because it came with this deal and it really doesn't fit that well on the little hat or whatever. So I just drilled that out and made it fit with my old one, and it looks like it's going to work pretty good here, so it ought to be alright. Back to our valve spring compressor debacle. I dug the old one out of the trash because I soon learned, after compressing the first valve spring, that these don't hook the spring very well. It's just some cheap China stuff. But my old one, which El Hincho in USA, it's held up for quite a few years, but it gave out on me. The block did anyways, or actually this deal, it did. It just kind of sheared the C-clip rides there. Anyways, so what I ended up doing, at first I put this on, and then I soon realized that slapped back up and got my hand, and that didn't feel too good, so I was like, alright, well, I'll just make two into one nice one. So that's what I did. I just drilled out the block, and then I put these claws on it, and then these are nice. They got a little spring on them and hold up good. And then it comes with, the kit came with an extra claw, so I used one that's a little bit longer. Seems like it's working out okay, so I'll go ahead and pull this valve spring off and we'll go from there. Okay, so a little demonstration on valve lapping. I will clean out the little stem ports, and then, or the stem guides, whatever you want to call them, and then I lube the stem, and I fill the valve, make sure there's not any excessive play in there, and if there's not, then we're good to go. And then I've got my valve lapping tool here, and a couple different compounds here. You've got the fine and you got the coarse, so I start with the coarse, and I just put a tiny bit on my finger, rub it around the edge of the valve, and this is actually a good one because it's the tool's sticking to it. Sometimes they don't want to stick very well, and you don't have to go all out with it. Just try to get a nice seal, basically what you want. And so it sounded pretty smooth, so I'll go ahead and I'll clean off the coarse stuff. Typically try not to touch the stem like I just did, but alright, so throw a little ball of oil back up on it. Roll her up. So now I'll take the fine compound here. Like I said, just a tiny bit, that's all you really need. And then just work it around the edge of the valve. And then we'll get our tool that we set down that we can never find, as it always happens to me. Let's see, where'd it go? Where did she go? There it is. Let's stick it in. That's it. That's as far as I go with them. guess I will dig out some lifters, and we'll use the best from the bunch. And I've cleaned this Folgers coffee deal out here. I got some mobile one around here somewhere, I think. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe half quart or more. The lifters, I haven't cleaned them, so they're still just fresh out of whatever engine I took them out of, so they're relatively clean. I don't really got to do much to them. So that one there's got a little bit of wear on it. We'll hold off on that one. That one looks good. Drop that in. That one, a little bit of wear. A little bit of wear. And again, that doesn't bother me that much, but if I have better ones, then I'll use the better ones. That one looks pretty good. There's our cam. Not really, I mean, it's just looks like a regular old cam. I mean, I don't know, let's see if the other one I have looks a little better. I think I might like this cam a little bit better. Get our retainer plate out here. Dirty. Let's wipe it down. Wipe it down a little bit. A little bit of oil here. And our seal. Dig up some bolts. 4 of these little guys will work. Just clean them up a little bit. And then remember on here, that's a little bit of, oh, we're doing blue today. How people stop complaining, stop using red Loctite on the freaking thing. It don't matter, red or blue. Whatever you got. I don't know, I just like putting Loctite on these. I don't want that cam moving around, you know what I mean? Seen it happen. But I didn't really see it, I heard about it though. I heard it. So 216 inch-pounds will get us what we need. bagged it up for the night. I was gonna continue and put the heads on. I kind of like stopped for dinner, and then, you know, with the kids and everything, it just, it's like 9 o'clock right now, so I just kind of feel like drinking some coffee and kicking back and making a video. So I'll let her chill tomorrow. I'll pop the heads on. So valve springs are in, they're cleaned up for the most part, look decent, and so we'll get those on tomorrow, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do beyond that. Thanks for rolling with me, guys, and you guys take care.